All right, we're getting actual footage of the Batmobile here, guys. This is awesome.
Fully decked out. Got the bat phone.
That's so cool. Where did you get this? Did you?
We had it made actually, so it's pulled off the molds of the original,
Mhm.
and so it's bang on to the original '66, and yeah, it's identical.
Wow, that is awesome.
I'm
I had
guessing.
a.
I,
What were you
I'm
gonna say?
sure that lawnmower is probably a bit too loud for you, so I can head inside.
Oh no, I don't. I don't. Actually, I don't hear it.
Yeah, you don't. Oh, good. That's
Yeah, I
right
don't know how.
there. Awesome. I'll jump back in the car then. Good. Yeah, as long as it's not too loud for you, I'll stay right here.
Yeah, I had a '96 Chevy Beretta that I was gonna at one point put gold rims
Yeah.
on and put a Batman symbol on, but it did not last long enough for that to happen.
That's funny. And I take it you're a huge Batman fan.
Yes, yes.
Now I can't figure out how to turn the camera back around. Of course, it won't turn back around. It's not giving me the option to rotate.
It's ominous.
Well, guess I'll just do it the other way. How's that? That work for you?
That works perfect. Um, so yeah, we were talking about when you release something and you view it as yours and you like want it to do well, how do you separate really loving a piece of art and maybe it not being received as well as other things you've previously released, even if you like it more?
Yeah, so that is hard. Like with my previous project, I had a song that was super personal to me called Grace. That was, about my grandmother going through dementia, and it's one
Mhm.
of our most poorly streamed songs. So that was kind of tough, at the first moment. But then you just think about it and go, you know what? If I compare myself to all my previous stuff, I'm never going to be satisfied. I mean, I'm always wanting to do better, and you can't do better every time. So I think it is tough, but you just gotta, roll with the punches and just keep trying to better yourself and always try to learn. Whenever I'm writing music or recording music, I always try to be a sponge when I'm in the room with people and learn the best I can.
Mhm. Is it possible to tilt your camera up just a little bit?
Yeah.
There, there you go. Now your face is.
And see
Yeah,
where I got it aimed.
yeah. Um, I think that has to be one of the. What do you think is like the hardest thing for you being a musician? I guess.
The hardest thing I think is just finding ways to always stay creative without it being forced. Especially in a time of social media and everyone has a short attention span. They don't want to watch a music video; they want to watch a 10-second clip. And for me, there's something less authentic about that. So I like just the authenticity of trying to be real and raw and just doing what I like to do.
Yeah, it's. I think it's really hard for artists now where you have to do something that's like eye grabbing that doesn't come off as just trying to fit into like some current eye grabbing attention thing and be
Totally.
like person to yourself, but you have to get those people to see it still at the same time.
Totally, yeah. I'm not a big fan of the clickbait, so that's not really true to me.
Yeah. What's been um your I know you mentioned the Grace song, but maybe what's one song that you felt like wasn't gonna do very well, but on the other end of it ended up doing a lot better than you anticipated?
I mean, Can You Feel My Bones was one of the first 4 minutes later tracks that blew me away. But honestly, like Call Me so far, I know it just came out today. That's another one of those songs like I wrote it for me. Like it was, it's a true story. It's something I'm really proud of, and it's not necessarily like a mainstream hit, and it's blown me away. People are loving it, so it's great to see.
Yeah, let's talk about the creation of that song because it just came out today, and that's pretty cool that we happen to set up this interview the same day.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a fun track. It's kind of love story, if you will, a traditional love story. But we tried to break down the instrumentation to be a little less traditional. We wanted it to feel like a ballad, but we wanted it to feel upbeat, and not just it's love, but it's sadness, and there's a lot of emotions in it, and we wanted to just make it different. We didn't want it to be cookie cutter from every other 2 minute pop.
Yeah. I like, I don't know, just with my music taste, I've noticed that I like songs like that where it's almost like a sad song subject-ish, like it could be a sad song, but it's like more of a poppy vibe to it at the same
Totally.
time. Yeah.
Yep.
Um, as far as balancing, you talked about going the anonymous route and then going, by yourself now. What has been the hardest part with, like, was there a goal to, like, not mesh regular life with music life, or has that been difficult now?
I mean, regular life is a weird thing too. I mean, my kind of nepotism at its finest is my dad was a celebrity agent for 30 years, still is one, um, and I worked very closely with him for the past 10 or so years. Um, so regular life has always kind of been in the entertainment world, so it's kind of a blend at this point. It's just a continuation, if you will.
Yeah. With all the new changes to music happening right now with AI and everything, what are your thoughts on that?
I think for better or worse, it's here to stay. So people got to learn to adapt to it and figure it out. How to utilize it rather than fear it. It's definitely it can make things a lot better. I do. I'm part owner in a distribution company where we utilize AI for artists all the time. Called Velveteen.ai. It helps artists get their music on Spotify and all that kind of stuff. And AI is a big part of that for us. But utilizing AI maybe to replace a writer or mimic someone's voice to me is kind of off limits. Shouldn't be done. But people are using AI to help them finish write songs, and I think if you're using it as a tool and not a crutch, using it to enhance something rather than do it for you, there's nothing.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to look at it. I haven't had anyone talk about that before, but I think it can kind of take away some of the pieces maybe that you don't like that aren't music related too, like captioning videos and things of that nature.
Totally, totally.
Where that kind of wears you down, where you're just like, I don't know what to write for this, but I also don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, right? Like you can put it in for chord progressions and things like that, so it just helps you. Um, if you're stuck on maybe a chord progression or melody or things like that, if you're stuck on something that's like a rhyming word or something like that, then it's that's the way you do it. Just figure that out.
hmm As far as speaking of like having help with like finishing lyrics to songs, I guess. What are your thoughts on Kendrick and Drake? Where that's
I mean, I've kind of stayed out of that. It hits home with Drake, Toronto boy. I just think, why do people have to be with each other? Like, really, like, just get along. Everyone get
yeah.
along. Place.
Based on, I guess, like 2024, what are some goals that you hope in the second half of the year, or things you're working on?
Yeah, so definitely have the EP pretty much done. So definitely a lot more music coming out. Love to get into the world of like covers and things like that. Maybe do a couple covers, and just overall, I'd love to tour. I just really want to get out there and play a bunch of shows. I did a few last year that were just great, great times, and I'd love to do that again.
Yeah, I think getting to connect with fans, it's like we talked about earlier, is such an important piece of artistry, and the best way to do that is tour.
Totally.
Do you see yourself going around your area, or what is like your vision for the year?
Yeah, I would go anywhere. Anywhere that wants to put me in a club and play some music, I will be there. So give me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I'll be there.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to share about your music or stuff that's going on?
I think just yeah, don't be afraid to connect. If someone's watching this, reach out. Let me know what you think of the music. Let's chat music. Let's talk about it, because that's the best way, is connecting with like-minded people, and just becoming kind of a community. And that's what I'm here for, is just become a great big family, and people like yourself who are there to kind of champion independent artists. It's just amazing.
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it and showing off the Batmobile. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
awesome. Yeah, thank you, and thanks for sticking through the technical issues there and
Oh
overheating.
yeah, no issues. All good.
Awesome.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you so much.
You
Take
have a
it
great
easy.
rest of your day, okay?
You too.